Hey Bubble Ridge, today we're going to make a cattle panel, A-frame, or Gothic window trellis. Okay, so we have a cattle panel. A cattle panel is 16 feet long by 50 inches wide. And that's what we want for these. So that gives you the most space to grow on. What we have to do with this 16-foot cattle panel is cut it in half. And unfortunately, this has changed over time. But I used to could just cut one section out of the middle. But now I actually have to go a little wider. So I'm going to have to cut here and here to get this panel so it has two pieces that are exactly the same length. Now if you don't mind leaving the spikes, then you could cut it right in the middle. But I don't like the spikes because I want to use this in different places. So I cut both those sides off. So I'm going to use my DeWalt grinder, but you can use bolt cutters if you don't have one of these. The only thing about a grinder is it cuts it a little bit flusher. When you cut with bolt cutters, it leaves a little nub, and I just don't like that. Make sure you have your safety equipment, your gloves, and your eyes, and then let's get cutting. Okay, so that side is finished. Now what I have to do is cut this next square and go up that side so I don't have those points sticking out. To get these really sturdy, you need to have good supports. So what I like to use is 3/4 EMT conduit. This is an electrical conduit. You can find it at any of the box stores. They come in 10 feet lengths. Then what I do is I cut them in half. That'll make it 5 feet, and you probably want to sink about 1 foot to 1.5 feet down to secure that so it's really good and sturdy. So you can use other things. You can use rebar, you can use T-post. Originally I started using these because they were cheaper. Well, that's not the case anymore. They might be a tad cheaper when you cut them in half. But what I don't like about T-post is what they're really designed for is that they're super heavy, and I don't like the look of that, and I don't like that they're so heavy to put in and drive in. This is what I prefer. I'm going to use my DeWalt grinder again, and I'm going to cut these in half. I've already measured to the 5-foot length and marked them, so I'm ready to go. Okay, so if you don't have a DeWalt grinder, what you can use is a metal cutting bandsaw, or if nothing else, you can use a hacksaw. So when you cut the MT conduit, you get a burr on the end, and you don't want that because that will cut you. So take some sandpaper, a file, a grinding stone, or something, and clean that up before you put them down. Now I'm getting ready to drive the MT conduit down, so I need to get the spacing. And I don't want to put it all the way on the end right here. What I want to be is about in the, about 8 inches in. And I want to be along one of these lines. That gives it the best support. Okay, so I've marked that one over here. Now I want to come into about this post and mark it right there, because that's where my EMT conduit is going to go. So I'm using the piece that I cut off the panel to get my spacing. So the good news is my son's a machinist, so he made me this little piece right here that goes inside the conduit. That way when I'm striking it, it doesn't deform the top of it, and you can always use it again. Try to make this so it's vertical and level, and then you're going to drive it down about 1 foot. So if you don't have a tape measure, use belly spacing. So I have this line on my coveralls that I use to measure by so I can get them all the same. Alright, by belly measurement, we're ready to go. So when you get a cattle panel or a hog panel or sheep panel, they have different spacings. So make sure you're aware of that. This one, for instance, has a smaller spacing than a longer spacing. I try to use all of the closer spacing to the front. So I'm doing this a little bit differently. I'm doing this by myself, so I'm going to show you how I would do it this way. So these are a little bit shorter, so I'm going to pull them up and put them on top of the planters instead of beside it. So the first thing I would do is just get it in there and get this piece aligned with this post. So you take one of these, which is a tie wrap, zip tie, cable tie, mouse belt, whatever you want to call it, and then just go ahead and secure it to the post so you can get your hands free. And then I'll secure the next one along this post right here. You want to go ahead and secure it all the way down the pole. So these are plastic, so they will degrade over time. So what I'll do is I'll come back, because I'm expecting this to be permanent, I'll come back and put either tie wire or metal cable ties on this. All right, now we do the same thing on this side. So the next thing what I'll do is I have me a cinder block. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to pull them together and use a tie wrap to do it. Then take tie wraps and go from one end and go all the way to the other. To get it to look like a Gothic arch, what you need is some spacers. I'm using 2 pieces from a cedar fence post. I cut little notches in the end, and then I'm going to insert it in here to push it apart. So now get you a pair of side cutters and you go and clean this up and snip all those off. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. All right, there you go, cattle panel trellis, Gothic style. We also call this A-frame, but be careful because trellis math is the new chicken math. All right, have a great day. Hey, if you liked the video, check out some of these.